Hey boys, what's going on? Long time no speak. I was going through some Billy flicks and I figured why not just turn it into a video and we can sort of go over the flicks together and analyze it, I guess, and look at maybe things we can do differently or improve for next time, and maybe you'll learn something. Maybe you can actually give me some advice in return. So I won't drag this intro out any longer, but let's just roll the first clip. So we got Springwood, and the moment I said Springwood, I bet you guys know what tile I'm talking about. Alright, so first things first, we take pallet control. So basically, we camp the pallet. Usually survivors camp pallets and then throw them or whatever. Well, what we're going to do is push the survivor past the pallet, giving up pallet control, we camp it, and we do our plays from there. Otherwise, we risk going for a flick and they drop the pallet. Now, what we're looking for here is an overcommit. We're going back and forth, side to side. When the survivor commits to one side too much and you're on the same side, that's your window. Another way to interpret it would be if you're looking straight ahead of the survivor as the Billy and you've gone either left or right. If the survivor is still in your field of view, you could say that's an overcommit by them, I suppose, because you continue going that same direction and you can start your sprint while the survivor has to get back to the other side, first to the middle of whatever tile you're playing, and then all the way to the other side and kind of around the corner. It's sort of hard to explain, but I'm hoping you guys get it. Okay, so the initial release of the sprint seems good, and at the right time, it's a 90-degree slapper, and I've used the generous collision of the car that prevents a bump and flick earlier on these cars, on these Springwood ones. Now over flicking, I'll touch on this super quickly. It's a blessing and a curse. The positive is, if you over flick, you won't bump on some tiles and some objects, and you can get people going around corners. The negative is that, and this is hard to explain, if you over flick and the survivor steps out, well, first off, you have to correct your flick and bring your saw back to true parallel with the tile or the object that you're running alongside, and then you have to also adjust further for the sidestepping survivor. Hard to explain. Hope you guys sort of understand. Now on the surface it looks pretty good. Like I flick at the right time. It actually can be improved on because this particular card, this particular tile, you can 180 flick it. I'll show you a clip of a 180 and you can maybe go for them. And if you do these 180s, that means you can flick like way earlier. And they might think you're just doing the back and forth, left and right sort of mind game. And you could 180 flick at any time. Anyway, my boys, hope you learned something. I'm talking your ear off. Peace.
Push the button. Come on, push the button.